season, the first week of last week. One thing was very glowing last week is uh the eligibility, who's doing what's roster. Uh I got some emails, text messages, phone calls last week about, especially when it comes down to baseball, on what roster. Now, I'm gonna get that straight. Uh, Again, it's no problem in baseball. And those that was on the call with Ms. Tucker understand that. There's no problem being on both. Okay. Uh, just to simplify things for baseball, I'm talking baseball only right now. If I assign you a baseball game, that game will be in Cumberland County. Okay. Errol Daniels, if you get a baseball game from Southeastern, that game will be in Cumberland County. It could be a middle school game. It could be a private school game. It could be a high school public game. Run public schools. There's 10 public high schools. Now, list them out so you'll know those are the games that Southeastern supports. All right. If you work a private school game, baseball or softball, private school game, baseball or softball at any level, middle school, JV, varsity, you will receive payment that day on Dragonfly. That day, within 24 hours. I'm on the field sometimes. So within 24 hours, you will have payment for that game. If I really can count on you, like I had 2 state championship officials yesterday, worked the game on Saturday, I paid them for the game, paid them Friday night, because I know who they were, and I know they're going to do the game. So, yeah, but you will be at the latest. Now I'll try to put this out in the email and try to, but I don't want to be people confusing. What does this mean? What does that mean? If you do softball only, if you're a softball only umpire, nothing changes. I'll sign all Southeastern games that's everywhere within our region. Middle school, high school, private school, and that's everywhere. South Columbus, Richmond, Clinton, and everywhere in between. Okay, that's no different. In fact, I'm gonna send this, you'll get an email tonight. In fact, you might get it before this call ends. I'll send you the email on the middle school softball. I have all the criteria for all the specific rules within Sampson and Clinton, because that's Sampson County. Sampson is the Clinton City School. I have those rules, have some for Cumberland County, and I have for the schools in the Southern Conference, that's the one over there with Hope County, Anson, Laurinburg, and Scotland County. All of them play a little bit of different rules. A lot of them the same. When it comes down to, like, for softball with the mask for the pitchers, face protection, face guard. But some of the things about some games, some you can tie, some you can't. Some have one area has no time limit. And so I'll put those out. Just review that. And also at the plate meeting, you're gonna do the same thing as far as review. And your understanding is that we play, I think all of them play 15 after 3. National Federation is 10 after 5. And some have that 2-hour time limit. Not drop dead to 2 hours, but they have no new inning. That's consistent. No new inning after 2 hours, unless the score is tied. But we know we play, if you come to 2 hours and you're in the bottom of the 3rd, we're gonna finish that if the home team is losing. If you're in the top, you'll finish that half inning and then the game's over. Now I'll go and talk about baseball a little bit. Because I was at a game the other day and in fact, the home coach was gonna say something to the umpire. And again, if I'm at the game, guys, y'all focus on the game. All right. There was some comments made. Look at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Board of Directors approved baseball JV, no new inning after 2 hours. Okay, that's what the rule is. No new inning after 2 hours. So, I mean, whether it's followed by a varsity game or not. Okay, so that's they'll probably, that's where the motion was made. They voted twice. First time was, I think it was 19-0, it passed. Then it went back, it was 10-8, I guess one abstained, but it passed. They'll probably go back and look at that in the spring board of directors meeting and say specifically, as this, the intent was when it was playing a varsity game behind it. Because one of the conferences, I thought it was just one, but we have a non-conference game on Wednesday where they got 4 o'clock and 7. Now you got a 4 o'clock, the All-American I thought was going to play at 4:30 and 7 for the JV games. 4:30 or 2 hours, no inning. That's about right. But if you have a 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, I was kind of somewhat, and I'll be monitoring this week, concerned about that's a long time to wait between the games. I mean, we don't get played on time. We get paid to work to a standard. We don't get paid to do a quick job. We get paid to do a good job. However, if you get through that game at 6:05, 6:10, that's a long time. We just are waiting around. So again, I would advocate, try to get them to look at doing the 4:30 prices. Some of the conferences have already made their decisions, and I'm going to go back. I was supposed to talk to the Cumberland County AD on Friday. We're going to do the baseball middle school rules, but they had some things that have the bats, whether it's BB core, the drop 3, all the different things as it pertains to them. And again, I know in Cumberland County, the game can finish in a tie. So, you know, a lot of the middle schools are going to come up with the challenge because of the light situation. We do have a couple of other schools that we've added and outside of involved in softball, the Spirit of Life in Sampson County, and we have another Capital Encore, another private school in Fayetteville that we're going to do. But I'll put a list of those out there now. So the 3 ways you're going to get paid is you're going to get paid on site by Dragonfly from the school and from the regional supervisor, from me for the private school. The only public school that I play for is you have a game in Albritton. Albritton, we pay them. The regional supervisors pay for them, and just like we do a private school. Okay, so that's that. The official pass.
Oh, I have a quick question, please.
Yes, sir.
So, just to make sure, the 62 of us that are on this call, that are on the same page, if we are tied at 3-3 in a JV game and we've played 7 innings and we're under 2 hours, we're still to continue that game.
Oh, absolutely. Right? Yes.
Right. But if it's 3-3 and we finish the 2 hours, that's ball game. After we finish the home. After
yes,
the home.
In fact, yeah,
right. I'm
going to clarify that, but that's what the way that the rule reads. No new inning. You're going to finish the inning. And now you will go over 2 hours if it's the top of the 5th. And that's what I was game the other day. They went to the top of the 6th. Had the home team been losing, you're going to complete the inning. Say no new inning. So if the home team is losing and you go to the top, if you start the top, you got to finish the bottom. Everybody's clear? So we still going, hey, that's why they keep score. They're going to have equal number of times at bat. Just no new inning. Now the home team come up and tied in the bottom of the 4th. That's why, again, guys, we don't have to do, but no, if you start, my thing is you're going to start on time. When I say that, if you start 5 minutes late, I mean, just get a courtesy. Better start time. You don't have to announce it. 4 o'clock is start time. That's what time. Play, pitch and goof around, brushing the mound, doing all kind of stuff. Hey, but if you start late, if you don't start on time, just tell the home coach, hey, start time is 4:03. And the reason we're saying that because when they get to in the inning, that half inning ends when the third out is made. Okay, when the third out is made. Now, this week, it's I think it's not as many games as we're gonna have probably next week and on so forth. I will have a couple of people go out there to observe some different things. Don't be the umpire that gets and start brushing the plate off about, hour 54, 55 minutes. Also, you don't brush it off about 6-7 times. Call timeouts. Hey, we go out game management doing it. Set the pace of the game. And that's one of the things I think Mr. Mark included on his email. I know he did to regional supervisors about the timing. We saw in the major leagues where they had that, got the clock on the batter, on the pitcher, everybody else. We're not going to speed them up. We're not going to rush them, but we are going to set a tone as far as the flow of the game. And a lot of us just watching the game. Some of you all get as many innings as you can. Some complete the whole game. Some people you drag us 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes in between. So we got, again, if you're the base umpire, have no problem with you. Now, I saw that a lot of jury out there. Now, jury is not prohibited. No longer is it prohibited for both baseball nor softball. So I saw a lot of earrings, Mr. T starter sets, everything else, but the loop earrings and all that other stuff, if it's a danger to, we still going to take care of that. Use your good judgment. Pitchers wearing necklaces and stuff like that. If it's glaring, but you wait till they bring it up. They bring it up. And if you know if it's a safety hazard, before we had to worry about it because it had to be medical bracelets had to be taped down. Not anymore. All right. So on the innings, if you have any question, I'll give you a couple scenarios about that 2-hour thing. But again, start time. Start on time. If it's 4:30, it's 4:30. 6:30, no new inning. Depends on, but equal time at bat. We're not gonna let somebody bat 4 times, then someone only bat at 3. They're gonna bat fat. So that's gonna be a factor. But again, the games I went to see so far, this last week, it moved pretty good. But the coaches were not aware. That's throughout the state. Because the people were thinking about that only matter when you had a varsity game that follows. But that's not the case. But that's going to be an ongoing thing. And I'll get some more clarification on that tomorrow. Anybody got a question on the 2-hour time limit? Now, it's a 2-hour time limit for everything now, sub-varsity. All the 3 areas that I provide middle schools for, they all have a 2-hour time limit. I just take that back. The only
I
one
just want to clarify that it includes Hope County too, right?
Wait, say again.
I got a question, Earl.
Wait.
I said I just want to clarify that do include Hope County as well.
No. I was going to say, except now those. I went back every year. I go back to make sure makes you good understanding. James Lewis from Sampson County, David Cooper from Cumberland County, and Gary Brickman, who has to oversee that conference. They have no time limit. But they have what we call darkness and bluster night now, because we haven't went to daylight saving times as of yet. But I'll verify that with him because he'll be the only one that don't have it. And but go ahead. Somebody questions?
Is it start of the game, what time it's supposed to start, or the time it actually starts?
Time it actually start. But I'm hoping the game starts on time.
Yeah.
Everything. When it starts on time, we don't have to tell them it's 4 o'clock. We get out there, we're in position. Now, if we're ready to start and they don't start, hey, I want you to tell me, because again, trust me, and Charlie Jenkins is not only the president of our association, he's a regional supervisor. They'll tell me when you're late. They don't tell me when the bus is late, when the school is late, when it's their fault. But they tell me when it's your fault. So I expect you to tell me the same thing. If you don't start the game on time, I want you to tell me why. But it's
All
all-
the Sand Hills Athletic Conference middle schools do not have a time limit unless they've instituted one this year, which
Well-
includes Hoke, Scotland, Richmond, and Anson.
Well, that's that's the Southern Conference.
Sand Hills Athletic Conference, yeah.
No, that's you don't. The high school is Sand Hills.
The middle schools, none of them have time limits.
I know.
And those-
I got it. That's what. Hey, William, that's what I'm saying. I have that, but I got a list here, and it's Gary Brickman gave me to call them. That was the Southern Conference. That's the same schools that in the Sand Hills.
Okay.
I got it. Yes, go ahead.
Just interrupt you real quickly. Yeah, there are some schools that are like we had Friday night that we started at 4:30, but they said that because they want to do the field and everything,
Right,
they dropped dead time at 6:15.
right. And there'll be schools that do that. If somebody come in and say want to start soon, stop sooner. I mean, but this is a no later than. I mean, they're gonna stop sooner, and some of them do that. They don't want another inning. They might say hey, we're gonna stop, and some of them may have a drop dead time.
Right.
But yes, they'll do that. But our list and what Williams is saying here, the high school is called the Sand Hill Conference, but the middle school has another one, and that's Spring Hill. And I got the list of schools that Gary Brickman gave me. And they'll but again, at the plate meeting, just because you don't want to get into the game and the rules begin, they start moving the goalposts. And so I was like, okay, well, no, we decided, no, it's not. Okay, you'll know. I'll send you the list of the games that you go to. You'll know who they're playing, and this goes by the home team. All right, we'd have it may be a non-conference game within Cumberland County, within those different conferences, but all of them play by the same rules. Further questions, comments on the timing?
Yes, sir. Earl, just to piggyback of what Wilbrock said, we had a game Wednesday at me and Stefan, and we hit the field 20 minutes after full JV and varsity. And we got with the JV coach because Jack Britt was on the sideline waiting to take the field for infield practice. And we was trying to get an understanding from the coach if he was going to hurry up so they could take the field so we have a start time on time at 4:30. Well, he was trying to be apologetic, and he was basically still taking his time because now we had to wait for Jack Britt to get their infield practice in. And then the start of the game, we had the starting lineup and national anthem. So we actually didn't get started like 10 minutes after the fact. And then we asked him about, because we was concerned about the time frame for the varsity game. And then he said, oh, well, there's no problem with that because sanctioned by North Carolina high school athletics, the fact that, like you mentioned earlier, with the 2-hour time limit rule. Whereas he said you're going to finish at 6:30 and we'll be starting the varsity at 7. I said, well, now you're going to do the same thing as far as infield practice as well as the national anthem. Yes, I said, well, we're going to get started late, coach, but if you tell us that's what's going to happen, I can't change your mindset. But if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. So in essence, long story short, we started the varsity game late as well.
Okay, and that was at Cape Fear.
That was Pine Forest.
You was at Pine Forest? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll address that because again, that's they should be doing backwards planning. What it takes, and that's why I say when Willie, where he was on at Southview and Pine Forest at home at Southview on Friday night, they stayed at 6:15. They gave themselves enough because they had some special things with throwing out the first pitch, and some of them gonna have different things. You know, the youth league night, senior night, you know, somebody's whatever they have prior to the game, they just need to do backwards planning. And I'm gonna say I didn't get to talk with Mr. Culber on Friday, but I'll definitely talk to him tomorrow and bring those different things because we have 10 sites here as far as the high school is concerned. I mean, nothing. The ones that have JV teams, and not all of them do, but some do, and we'll address those particular things. But when you had that, just shoot me a text. If you call, leave a a message and shoot me an email. Because again, I want to make sure it's not constantly recurring over and over.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Earl, question.
Go ahead.
Hey, Wednesday night, me and Daryl Book had Pine Forest and Jay Britt. And the coaches said
You
the
talking
game's
softball
supposed to
now,
start at 6 o'clock, softball.
right?
They said the game's supposed to start at 6 o'clock. Auburn showed us at 6:30.
Okay, here's let me tell you something about Dragonfly. That's I know. Hey, the high schools, they put all the schedules in. Okay, and that's happened a couple of times this week. Now I'm going to verify that because I just did assignments through Wednesday. I did this only because we got a meeting tonight, and I'll go into that when I get to official pass and some other requirements that got to be met. Now, most schools are going to go at 6 if they don't have a JV in front. But again, when I go assign the games, they put the schedules in. Right? They send when they get within 10 days. Once I put Dennis Wallace, once I put Daryl Buck, Charlie James, if I put somebody on that game, they can no longer make changes. Whatever comes first, I put somebody on it or 10 days, whichever comes first. They locked out. Okay. I don't question them. I mean, but the ones that don't have it, some of them have went and changed it. Setting it first, for instance, they now all their baseball games at 6. I think they're gonna do the same thing at Westover. Now, sometimes but the schools, and that was the case over there, Dennis, because I thought that sometimes I think it's odd, but I don't question the schools. But I will go there to verify that because some that don't have a JV, because sometimes they'll want to start at 6. Sometimes they may want to 6:30 when they got things going on.
But Jack Britt coach said that she had a start time of 6:30.
Right, she did too. Yeah, because we all got the same Dragonfly. I mean,
So
and that's what I'm saying. When they get it, they didn't coordinate. Some of them will probably talk to the schools, but they don't want, because again, just like sports, we do what? We keep score. Sometimes, the same culprits is, they don't want to call, and they just sometimes they'll call you. But that's call it me. But all I ask you is that if a AD, a coach calls you and say the schedule says 6:30, but we're starting at 6. All I ask you to do is, hey, thank you for telling me. You need to notify the regional supervisor.
got it.
Okay. And don't, when they say, well, you can get, no, you need to call them. Because again, I don't want to, I tried, but again, that happens a couple of times. It's already happened. So again, that's good for you, but it's not good for the thing. I mean, because again, the home, the visitors, they come in, they had that plan, and that's what's out there. But again, hey, I'm glad you told me that, because again, I normally ask them, are you sure? Hey, because all the rest of your games start at 6, but they do have events. And I asked them to share that with me, because I don't want to waste your time. I mean, somebody do a lot of things just to get there on time, then they're gonna push it back like that. So anybody else?
Yeah, Earl, I have something. The other night I had an incident with the time of them being up. I mean, it was like 5-8 and dominating team 24-2. I ain't no time limit in varsity, but how do you handle that as far as like the second inning 24-2? Just let it keep rolling.
Yes, we say that. But again, in that now sportsmanship is, I mean,
Yeah, that's what.
we're gonna call the game. We're gonna call the game. A lot of times, and that's something to the ADs and because some. I mean, we were in a game, Michael Sabb and I, and the coach they were stealing bases left and right. I mean, they were all in the 6th inning. He got to, it was, I guess, 14-5, first and third, and then he stopped. Of course, I mean, I guess he just they pass balls, but he just stole all the way up to the dial. It was the 6th inning. Now the run they end the game, he won't stop, which is his right. But he walked the next batter, loaded him up, and I guess he actually wasn't going to. Then, unfortunately for them, and fortunately for, he put us out of our misery because he hit the next batter and went in, but to make it 10 after 5, the runner came in. But again, but in that case, Eric, I would just say, look, if he got, when he got courtesy runners and stuff for the pitcher and all that, hey, coach, he need to have instead of calling time, because what happens then is what kids start laughing and they get a lot of bats. They spend, they bat for about 20, 25 minutes. The another team come up and get 3 up, 3 down. Then they go back for another 25, 20. So it's not a good look. The kid's not enjoying it. But again, because everybody batting around and doing all kind of stuff. But just say, just don't let the game get in the report. Hey, coach. And that's when they have the person gets right on deck and they get to come up, then you want to make a change. Coach, have your subs ready. I mean, they get them to you, get them in, you can get them in half inning. But again, like I say, and there's going to be some of that, guys. We got some have and have nots in baseball, in just every sport. But we don't have, the only thing we have a mercy rule. In basketball and football, we got the running clock when you get a 40-point difference. We have those different times. But as far as baseball and softball, one thing they can kind of step off the base and do that. Don't encourage them to do that. However, just like I say, keep the game going as best as you can. And sometimes they will even though it's 10 after 5, some will. I know a couple of schools already, they playing a doubleheader, 2 5-inning games, because they know what it's going to be like. And if they do that, hey, don't encourage them, because some want to go. They even though you playing the game, and I'm just giving a name at Grays Creek, and they playing East Smith or Terry Sample, they playing the East Smith or Westover, they still may want to look. We're the home team for one game, and we're the visitors for the other game. That means you got that other half inning. It might take you half an hour to get out of there. And I will tell you, and it's going to be some change, because this Friday, Terry Sanford is hosting E.E. Smith for 2 5-inning games. And you're going to have a time there of 4:30 and 6:30. But what they want to do is, after the first game, 20 minutes after that, they're going to play it. But they're putting it on Dragonfly. Now, whoever I assign that game to, I'll just make sure you're aware of that. Again, we're going to go down and change and come back. I know it's, hey, I'm going to do both games behind the plate. No, that sends the wrong message. All right, we're going to go and we're going to change, but we're going to do it quickly.
Hey, Errol.
Yes, sir.
Errol, Friday night at South Columbus on softball, the lights went out for about 30 minutes, and I would predict that's going to happen quite a bit till they get it fixed. So,
okay, the same thing happens in Fairmont. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, Rusty, did he come back on?
Yeah, they came back on, but they've got an underground lighting problem that's heating the panel box up. So,
okay, if that happened, look, everybody heard that. South Columbus. Now, I'm gonna write this down here, because I'm gonna talk to Russell Dove and say, look, again, guys, it takes some time for some of my electricians on the call. Sometimes it's waiting about 20 minutes, or something. You got to wait around for it to come back on, and various, and it makes for a long night. Now, how long did it take before they did that, Russ?
it took about 30,
Okay.
at least 30 minutes.
Right. See, now again, I'm gonna ask him tomorrow, and I'll update the email. When you go there, hey, we're gonna have a plan before that happens. I mean, because it's good when you live close, but when you gotta wait for that lights to come back on and do that, because they had a power outage at Fairmont, and they suspended game procedure. Guys, just so you know, if you go out there for a suspended game, because what those individuals that worked that game, they would play about 4 innings, and then you get a full game fee that night you're there. On the suspended game, you're gonna get a full game fee unless you get a half game fee, regardless of where they are. You need 1 out, or you need, 20 outs. I mean, whatever you need, if it's followed by another game. Okay, so you'll get a half game fee if you have 2 games. But if you have to go just to finish that game, what they're gonna probably do, whoever they playing Friday night, I don't know if they playing Whiteville or whoever it is. I think it was Herman. It was your game, correct? Herman was on it.
Yes, they said they're playing Friday night at
Right,
Whiteville.
and that was Whiteville, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're probably he's coordinating that. So if they only have 2, they could have 3 games. They could finish that game, then play the JV. However they're going to do it. Are they going to do a JV game, then finish that game, then play another game? But it's more than 1 game. You get half game fee, then you get other fees appropriate with the games. But if it's just that,
Whitewood's coach said, told the girls they weren't going, the JV, they weren't going to play Friday.
oh, they're not gonna play? Okay. So whatever it is, guys, like I say, in his first couple of weeks, like I say, I've had teams come up and say, look, some of you all got that. We had a weather, prognosticate. We got some meteorologists here, and they all, so we had changing times. We're gonna play a JV game in Boston because of wind. Some of these school systems are very adamant, especially we got a lot of travel involved, having these young student athletes out on the road and doing adverse weather conditions, not the game itself. So no, I tried to, wow, we could have played the game. Yeah, you're right. But also those kids got to get back to the school, because I know that happened over in the Western Hornet County Schools playing Scotland. And they canceled the JV game, but they played the varsity game, but they moved it to a different time. So I appreciate you being adjustable and flexible on some of these things as we make the adjustments to get the games in, especially early on, because these are the non-conference games that's being played right now, and they're trying to do their best to get these games in. Anything else on the timing?
Oh, yes. I
Yes,
know
sir.
you just mentioned about the weather condition and unforeseen situations like the lighting situation. Normally, what's your take on how long you would wait to determine if you're going to continue or not?
If it's been stopped twice, when I say that, that's what it comes county said if I have a policy, and I'm gonna verify that tomorrow with Mr. Culper. I don't know if I know Vernon Aldridge is on the phone. He's a county AD at Cumberland County. He may have something to add, but I know when I talk to him, if we stop, just like for lighting, we're only going to wait so long. How many stoppages? Remember now, like I say, we got a home and away team. It's not just the umpires. Once they give the game to us, it's up to them to start it. And say, look, you can start. But once it starts, hey, we can stop it. It's our game. We stop it, and then they determine the playing conditions, all that. But if it's got lightning, if it's power, and those things, and that's why I say I'm going to try to, when those issues come up, I'm going to talk to South Columbus, that AD, and we're going to find out what we think is reasonable. Because you're there. A lot of times you're going to do those things, and in fact, I don't want to just be, hey, if the game is what Eric McDonald said, hey, it's 24-2, and hey, we know they want to play. But again, the outcome has probably already been in that game. But the game is in the balance. We want to do it. It's especially we talking about softball because again, they can come back. However, we kind of there in real time. So I'll get what I think is reasonable. But I'm saying with 2 stoppages, I know in lightning, that's 30 minutes. You stop, and every time the next lightning strike, you wait for those 20, 30 minutes. Well, in 30 minutes, we go back on the field. So about 20 minutes in, you got another lightning strike. And then, hey, I'll say about 2, and it's Vernon on the phone. He can tell you from his perspective what they did at Cumberland County. But I always talk to the home coach and just, and he's coming back on, and kind of told, look, hey, what's the best case? Because we're on the ground. We know what we've been here. We waited 20 minutes, and guess what? It's periodically, what's the likelihood? And everybody has their phones with a radar. We got somebody with a lightning meter.
Yeah, that's last year I had a problem with that. If you can address, I had the AD come on the field with the meter saying it's 2 hours out, lightning, but I can see it, and he's saying we can still go. We still call as long as we can see it, because it can be 20 miles out, but it still can hit you when it's gonna hit you.
Well, one thing, just be cognizant of, just realize, lightning does not discriminate. All right. It won't just, it don't strike players, just players or fans. You out on the field too. It's everybody's safety. So if somebody say, oh, so you scared? You can call it what you want to. You're responsible for everybody's safety, but I'm responsible for mine too. Okay. So again, if you see it here, we got all those different things there. And heat lightning. And I know a lot of us have heard the term heat lightning, right? Has anybody heard that thing, heat lightning? Way in the distance? Well, okay.
Yes.
All I'm saying is good. Just don't be, hey, look, you're there. We can stop it. It's time to start. But again, now Vernon's on here now. Vernon,
Yeah.
any particular, one of the questions they posed was about, I mean, from your perspective, I mean, as an AD and now the county AD, I know a couple of times, we stopped the game. If it's lightning or some on phone scene, what is in a set rule? I mean, as far as for Cumberland County, there was when you were there.
Yeah, what we always said is once we got to where it was beyond a 1 hour delay,
right,
then we would call it. So that's normally, you know, you see lightning, and that once you get the lightning, that's 30-minute delay as soon as you see it. And so it's 30 minutes from the last strike. So what we said is once we got to a 1 hour delay, then we were going to call it.
Yeah.
And then the policy about as far as the lightning is concerned, you know, the NCHSA's policy is you see it, you flee it. So
right.
if you can see it with your eyes, then it's time to pull them off the field.
Yeah. So, and that's what, I mean, my experience has been, and the same thing with any other thing when you talk about unforeseen things with the power lighting and stuff like that. Again, guys, it's not just, I mean, sometimes people will put it on the umpire. Oh, you just want to go home. Well, okay, maybe. Probably didn't want to come there first place. But that's not the point. The point is, like I said, there was fans, the spectators out there. Also, there are those student athletes. I mean, that's what they are first, students. I mean, especially on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, we play softball every night. Monday through Friday. So we play softball and or baseball. So again, I mean, it's not like, hey, what you have to do the next morning or something like that. But again, just also, because we had a situation the other night where we thought we was going to set a record on the score. And we had a game that was, ending score was 35-32. Lo and behold, this later on in the week, they scored 91 runs in a game. So, I mean, we thought we were going trying to get to 71, get the record. So again, and they was asking, what's the latest we can start a inning during the week on school night? So we thought we would get to that mean, because the game started at 6, scheduled at 6, and we finished at 10:17 when the umpires came off the field. But those kind of things, but it gives us time to think, because we never, you know, there are certain rules like 11 o'clock on, you know, we don't start a game after that. Something there, but those unforeseen things. But that's the general guideline. But again, hey, but if you see lightning, again, if you see it, somebody else probably saw it too. So don't, hey, it's better be, you don't want to be, when you call the court, you don't want to be, I'm going to probably be testifying for the prosecution, not for the defense. All right. So I want you to use good judgment out there. Because I told you, it's in the rule book, everything else, it's not worth it.
And Errol, most of those trainers have those lightning detectors, and once you get within 9 to 12 miles,
right,
that thing will start going off. And if it is within 9 to 12 miles, then you're seeing it too. So
right,
it's time to get them off the field.
And again, guys, when you go there, because trust me, everybody's a meteorologist, everybody knows that, and we got the radar and everything. Look, know where that person is. You know when they call it. Everybody was calling Thursday and Friday because you were texting me. Calling me, Harold, the game's still on. Yes. Don't call me. Yes, if I don't tell you, you go there. If it rained all the way there, raining out, went all the way to South Columbus. Hey, look, it rained all the way there. We get all, hey, guess what? It happens. I mean, just because the weather's here doesn't mean it's raining. It's not nice somewhere else. And some school systems, the guidelines I have is about 2 o'clock. They need to make a weather decision. I mean, that's middle school game, JV game. They want to play it out. Hey, after 2 o'clock, some of you all going, some of us, you know, we show up on time to games. Some of you do. So you get that. And doing that, you may have to leave from different places. I tell them that all the time. Look, people not just coming from in town, even though they got this thing this year with Cumberland County. It's still going to be some people coming outside of Cumberland County coming to the game. I don't want them to think, oh, we're going to wait about 3 o'clock. No, be prepared to make a half game fee. If they show up to the site, you're going to pay full game fee. So again, my guidance to them is make the decision as soon as possible, but definitely no later than 2. Okay, so by 2 o'clock, they'll do that. And again, anybody can cancel the game. And I say that on that game, the coach, the AD, or myself, but they can go in there and cancel it and then call me. And that's my guidance to, I've been briefing them is that, hey, they go in there, cancel it, it sends instantaneous, it'll send all of us an email. Officials, supervise everybody. But again, some of us, we not right there with Dragonfly. We don't have it there. We get our notifications. But then I get it on the day of the game. If it's canceled, I will send you a text message. Most I ask you to confirm receipt. If you're the plate umpire, I'd ask you to call your partner. If you're the base umpire, the same thing. If you get the message, hey, I want you to call, and hopefully we're going to do something that we haven't done a good job last week. This is Sunday. The games you get that week, it's been here in this tradition in Southeastern for years that we call our partners. Now, the reason, and some people, I got somebody called today, they haven't got but one game. Last week, they need more games. Now, nobody asked me about needing more scrimmages. All right. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. All right. Tonight is the last night when they're going to close the test. All right. They're closing the test at midnight, 11:59. It's going to shut down. So if you haven't taken the test, after this phone call, hey, there's not going to be no reasons because I'm going to send it to you. We're going to go over the test at the end. I mean, those who've taken the test and passed it, no problem. Now, if you've taken it and you failed the test and you're going to retest, they'll let you do that this year. But if you made a 76, you made a 75, you can't retest. All right. If you fail the test, you can't. All right. I would be saying that if everybody passed. Okay. So we have, but again, the test, it was 50 questions. If some don't have a rule book and don't have access to the website, but again, the way they ask all the questions and all except this and that, so there's no harm in that. But we just want to make sure part of my responsibility is to make you eligible. So that's coaching you through the test. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So again, I shouldn't sign people that don't meet the criteria. It's easy for me to go and sign the games out. But some people have worked 2-3 scrimmages, and each scrimmage is a 2-hour session. All right. If you just signed up, understand you haven't done that. But we only had to base those 2 weeks. So again, the game's coming not as fast as of today, but I went to Wednesday because I'll be with NCHSA tomorrow on a conference call and updating everybody's scrimmages, local clinics, the test score, verifying that, the state rules clinic, verifying your concussion. All the requirements, if you made all your requirements, you will see Thursday, Friday, and on 2 weeks out, you'll start getting, some of you will get as many as games for probably the rest of the season. When I say that, we got 10 high schools that play varsity baseball in Cumberland County. All of them play softball as well. But for baseball, I'll get those assignments out. I got to verify those of you on the call. Hopefully, after tonight, I'll know everybody who's just going to work in Southeastern, and everybody will be in Southeastern and Atlantic Coast umpires. Okay. And know the difference when you get the assignments, but we should have one standard throughout the state. Whether it's over Hills, Scotland, Richmond, South Columbus, West Columbus, Whitefield, we should all have the same standard. Okay. But those other things, the background, you have to consent to a background check. And that background check, that has to come back. So again, I can put you on a middle school game, but even with middle school, I expect you to register. And that's what I sent out to a couple of individuals today, sent out to a few. I want them to do the middle school. If they don't want to do the varsity and junior varsity, they can still do private schools. You don't have to pay the sport fee, but you still have to go have the background check. Okay. But the things, the registration, and if I have some people here that need to register tonight. Okay. I mean, you have time to do that. You can register tonight. You can take the test tonight. And 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 get the state rules clinic by tomorrow, and you can get caught up. Everything you won't be able to do is, and that we have some of those state rules clinics that, not the state rules clinic, but those local clinics that you can go review. We have the recordings for softball, and some of you I will get with the Atlantic Coast, and those that attended clinics there will get credit that you met your obligation, your requirements. Because that I don't know right now. One thing, we'd like to talk about the finances. I'm gonna spell this out. However, if you're a softball only official, the booking fee is $60, $60. A varsity game fee is $79, but the booking fee is $60. And that's no middle school booking fee or anything. If you're a baseball and softball official, the booking fee is $60. Okay, not 60 and 60, $60. All right. If you do just middle school baseball, your booking fee is $0. Okay, so only thing you're gonna do is 60. Now, there's two gentlemen that paid more than that. That's Randy Ritchie and Willie Wellprop. And so you always get your refund. You get some balance, get some money back. It's like IRS. No, Randy. So, and Randy gonna say, I know he's gonna, hey, look, he normally pays for somebody else and everything else. But again, guys, that's never going to be an issue and you not officiating. All right. You get your game fee. Every game we have, it's only 2 fees in softball. It's only 2 fees in baseball. 82 and 71 in baseball, 82 for a varsity game. Everything else is 71. And softball, it's 79 and 68. Only 2 numbers. Okay. But so when I say that, you can call it a discount, you can call it whatever you want to. It's $60. Now, today is March the 5th. And by the 15th, everybody should have paid $60. All right. You got all these different ways. I mean, you got a Cash App, PayPal, check, money order, whatever you want to do. All right. Hey. So again, that's what it is. Now, when I said I'll put it in writing, I'll give you the address, the email address, and all other stuff, Cash App, whatever. But again, one thing about dealing with adults and people, hey, some people want to do things the right way. They're gonna make suspenses and they're gonna take all they're supposed to. All right. Now John should have the thing queued up about the uniforms. All right. And if he's not, while he's doing that, for the official pass, when I go up and talk to Cecil Mark, when the NCHSA tomorrow, if you paid your registration, that means paid the sport fee. When you registered, there, I got you, you get, if you paid the sport fee, the insurance, doing your registration, consented for the background check, passed the test, 75 or higher, you attended the state rule clinic, or you just saw the slides, you're gonna get that concussion course completion, 3 scrimmages, 6 local clinics, and you're gonna get the benefit of the doubt. Because I'm gonna, during the season, you'll get the 6 local clinics. And we're gonna have at least an on-field upcoming. We'll get all the requirements, because that's on me to get. Things that the regional supervisor has to get for you, the onus is on me. We gotta get that together. You're gonna get your officials pass. Now, everybody should submit for their officials pass by this Friday. All these things should be met at the latest. We're gonna get the test, the registration, the state rules clinic, and probably concussion course tonight before you go to bed. Okay, so you can get those things and I can get the rest of it. Okay, so everybody should be eligible. 75 or higher, we had only 2 or 3 people to score between 75 and 79. Most people score 80 or higher, and that's what you need for the postseason. Okay, so that shouldn't be an issue. Should be an issue at all. Anybody got any question about for the official pass? Now, again, the official pass is something that used to have, they issue cards and put them in the mail. I'm glad they're not doing it now because we can't even get rule books unless we get officials passed. We need to get, some of y'all still don't have your rule books. I will be asking, if you've done all those things, I'm gonna see if I can get that tomorrow where they have the NFHSA rule book on the electronic thing. And John done jumped right through this here. Uniform.
Hey, Earl, don't forget
Yes,
about
sir.
the website. This is Bread Trip. Don't forget about the website. I was speaking to you about at Terry Sanford about the uniforms, and they're cheaper.
Right. When he said don't forget about it, that means that's a reminder. Guys, National NFHS has a store. You go on NFHS, officials, they have again, and that we call him Bread Truck. And you see that's what is on here. Mr. Anthony Manuel brought that up to me. We was at, him and I both was observing Willie Wellbrock and Daryl Ferguson working the game at Terry Sanford, and they were playing Pinecrest. And he told me about that. He brought it up, showed it to me. NFHS again, John, you can go in there and if you go in there, hey, they have things in there. And the prices, I mean, of course, when you think about it, they were much less. I would say much.
John is NFHS High School online store. NFHS online store is what it is, John. I don't know if it's on that website.
But he's going to bring it up, and they sell. I mean, that's again, and we got into that on the 24th when they had that Zoom call with the commissioner in CHSA, kind of talk about the uniforms. And guys, again, everything that, and we're going to talk about it. And then we say a default uniform is a uniform that what? At a minimum, everybody must have. You do baseball, you do softball. The default uniform is the navy blue shirt. All right. See the word on that thing, he just got that body flex that said the word new. When all else fails, so when you go to your game, everybody must have the navy blue shirt. All right.
Hey, Errol, can we get your address, mailing address right quick?
Yes. John's going to put it in the chat. It's P.O. Box 48575. 48575. Now, here's the thing. The city is Cumberland, not the county, but it's Cumberland, North Carolina. 28331. And I'm gonna put it out on an email as well.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Now, John, you just went away from that, and he's gonna put it in the chat line as well.
You include your Cash App too, Earl?
Yes. It's not easy. Sport is fun.
Just include it in the email if you
Okay, I will. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, John. But on the uniform, guys, and I say that, and some of those individuals that do baseball, we going to what? To black. All right. So again, but we still Navy. Now you got Major League Baseball, you got college baseball, you got high school baseball, you got Little League baseball, you got all of it. When you go out there, hey, this is high school baseball. If the other night, if I got a black jacket on, you can wear any kind of black you want. I mean, I'm saying, you see that, and some of y'all have all this right here. Every one of those things right there on the jacket, you have, John, stop right there. They have the Major League style. If you got a jacket on, if you're on the bases, just because your partner got all that chest, all that insulation on, and don't think you have to wear your short sleeve shirt. Don't be out there freezing. Hey, don't throw your jacket over the fence in the other team dugout. Put it on. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, look, don't be a Colorado on the bases. When I say we want you dressed, both of them got to be wearing navy. Both have to wear the same color. But if you have a jacket on, all right, that's and some of the jackets are, you see, some of them got to zip out right at the elbow. You can take those off and stuff like that. But that's fine. So if you have the Major League Baseball shirt and the partner has the black jacket on, that's fine. We're not going to get some people, I believe in the substance. And some people just want to be in style. But it's good when the better look, some of them, the better your call. So I want you to look good too. But the jacket, here, Eric, I need to look at. Don't come out there like I saw the other day now. I'm showing people, you shouldn't have a scrimmage uniform. You should have a uniform that you normally wear in scrimmage, but don't be out there with blue ball bags, with a black shirt, blue hat. I don't want to call any names, but don't go out there looking like Eric McDonald, all right? I don't want to call no names. Look, go out there, all right? Now, I don't want to be out there spray painting the bags on you. Look here, look professional. The baseball that we wear in the blue, you see, a lot of them is that if you're gonna go buy something, right now, we know it's cold now, but eventually it's gonna go what? It's gonna get hot. That is the uniform and that jacket that we wear for both baseball and softball. Both baseball and softball. We go to softball, we won't wear black on the field for softball. We're gonna wear navy or we're gonna wear powder. Here we go. Robert Nevins, say it again.
What color you said jacket gonna be?
I need somebody to translate.
Hello? What color did you say the jacket need to be?
What are you doing, softball? Only? If you're gonna buy a jacket, it should be navy. John, bring the navy jacket up again, right there.
It's 8 o'clock.
I can't.
Can
I
you see
can't
that?
hear you. Can you?
Can
No.
you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
Right.
Where
Right.
can I get one of them at tomorrow? Because it's gonna be cold tomorrow out there.
What
Right
size
now,
you
all
need?
I have, extra large or double X?
Which one?
Double X.
All right, double X. That way you ain't gotta hold your chest. All right, okay. Well, Eric
Gotta put
McDonald got
the
a couple of
protector
them.
behind.
Eric
John,
McDonald,
leave
what?
that up there. No, go ahead.
So, hey, Ed, can you send me your Eric?
No, here we go. If look, you think so? You need a double X. If you need an extra large, I tell you what. Matter of fact, you got softball tomorrow. Did you accept your game?
Yeah, that's why I need my jacket.
You accept-
It's gonna be cold tomorrow.
No. You need the jacket anyway. But again, I got an extra large right here. But we'll
Okay,
see
where
if you
can
can
I pick
squeeze
it
in
up
there.
from? First thing in the morning.
No, wait, hey. No. I'll pick it up when if you wanted a double X, you go do some sit-ups and stuff. I'll get it over to you. Me and you'll talk about that. All right. And we'll make it fit.
All right.
All right.
All right.
You're in Spring Lake, right?
Tomorrow.
You're in Spring Lake.
Hey, so-
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So I have a question. So do anybody else have any other equipment?
I got double X for sale. Navy blue.
That's good. Hey, because you got a game fee coming, so that's good, man. Y'all make a deal right here. Swap meet
Say
here.
that again.
Boy, you. I
need
got
a
a
black
belt that's too big for me. The shiny one. Size
Is
50.
the shiny one the same as a patent leather?
Yeah, size 50. I think I lost weight, so it's about 50, 52.
50? Good
Yeah,
gracious.
you know, I'm big as a horse now.
All right.
I
Yeah,
don't know if that'll fit me.
no. You come down to a mule now. Okay, I got you.
Boy,
Here we go. All right. Before we start sizing everything up, Robert Nevins, we're gonna get you straight. You'll be straight. All right.
All right, 'cause my orders still haven't came in. That's why. I mean, I got
Right, I
some
got you.
shoes.
No, we good. I got a all-star basketball official on the call. He just updated me. His stuff gonna be here Friday. So I mean, again, guys, that's why I say about signing games. The thing about it is, baseball and softball are the sports that probably you spend most money. because all you got the protective gear, shin guards, chest protector, helmet, hey, the pants we got, the different shirts and everything else. Again, I know what you want to get. Hey, we're going to get you to work. I mean, again, when I say that about working, guys, I want you to work. Some of you all want to work every day.
Hey, how y'all
Some people
doing?
work every other day. Again, if you update, I will try to get you to work. I mean, some people want to be specific. I want to work this many days softball, this many days baseball. But again, the way you get better is get on the field. Okay. It's going to be opportunities to work all the time. And like I said, now we'll try to get, I mean, that's why most time when the ADs call me, where they want to change the time to earlier, if you can't get off, guess what? Somebody else will. That's why I don't want you to, hey, I can get there game time. Everything got to work perfect for you to get there. I don't want them to be waiting. I will put someone else on the game. And again, it's the kids' game. It's their game. All right. So I'll make that up to you. Sometimes they've already changed where something happened to E. Smith the other day. The head coach is out dealing with a family matter. They moved the game back. If you assign the game and that game comes back, I will try to get you that game. If something happens on that day, we had it already where they cancel the game and something else comes up that day, I'll try to put those same two individuals that was on the game today, they already accepted, to back on another game. So I'm going to work hard for you. And I want you to do the same thing. You work hard for the kids and those coaches. All right. Like I say, you're not paid to do a quick job. You're paid to do a good job. But again, on your blocks, we want you to update your blocks and accept your games in a timely manner. All right. Sometimes because you're showing available, if you wait, and then let's say you cancel the game like the day before, you say you rejected, the other person don't have much time to react. Okay. So tomorrow, hopefully I have all the eligibility stuff taken care of. Once I get all those eligibility things, I'm going to go ahead and sign. I mean, being that we don't have
state clinics, site. What
tonight,
site did we go to get the state clinics?
Mr. Trevette.
What
You
site
already
did
got
we go to get the state clinics?
I got you, William. Which one you want? The baseball? You already did softball.
Both. I need both.
No, you got softball.
Okay.
But so those that need the baseball state clinic, all you have to just review the slides. And in fact, at the end here, we're gonna go through them real quick. I mean, John, I think John, I sent them to you. We're gonna bring them up and go through the slides. Again, everybody, like I say, it's upon me to help you get, I mean, like I say, some of you may have already done it, and I don't know until I talk to the state tomorrow, but I would rather be safe than sorry and make sure you get all your requirements. But if you know you haven't done it, and all it was to just review the slides, the new rules and those things. So we're gonna go over later. It'll be sometime this week about, hey, calling your partner and what we do that's unique to our association. All right. We're going to get they got a few outstanding members of this association that's been doing this, called in the last few state championships we have. We know we only get one every 4 years, but we've always had good umpires in the Southeast, and that stands. I mean, regardless of what association we belong to, the names of members. And so we're going to help each other. We had a lot of good training on it. We went out on the 18th and the 25th at Terry Sanford, at Cape Fear, at Pine Forest. So we just need one of the newer officials asked about that when he talked to the commission about it, more on-field clinics. So we're going to have one probably at the end of this week. We have a state championship basketball crew going up to officiate. I'll find out about that tomorrow. But we're going to still, we had a game on Saturday at 1:00, which I got called that night, notified at 7:30 that evening that, hey, they want to play the next day. I was able to reach out to, like I say, 2 state championship officials and went over there and worked that game. So again, it's going to be some short notice things probably this week and next week. But after that, we'll get into a rhythm. We have and I'll share with you, they got a Easter tournament that they have here in Cumberland County over at Terry Sanford. I'm gonna sign those games out, I mean, early. It's always things that happen, guys. I mean, life happens to all of us. So again, I would ask that you have your stuff with you and have it prepared. You have a game one night, hey, clean it up the next day. Just like we're gonna meet with Robert tomorrow and get him straight. I mean, if I call on you, and I mean, I feel I can count on you. All right. Some people I can count on, those that do both sports. But again, if you have not told me you want to be in Southeastern, but if you registered, I know everybody registered because they did just like I did. When we registered, we only registered Southeastern because this is where we live. If you call up anytime, if you live in Robertson County, Sampson County, anything, the local area, and you call up to the state, they will kind of tell you, look, this is where you need to be. But now, the way things have happened, you can work in both. If you want to work in both, you need to say that. All right. You want to work in now it's the way you can go in there and you can do things and but if you go in there, and we had some of them already do that, went in there and I send you the instructions, you can do it. You can only select one. So if you can, and John, I'll send that email out. But again, when you go in there and you do this, you can only, when you go back in, you can only select one or the other. But if you want to work in both, just let me know. And just the word both. You don't need to tell me why. You don't need, but if you just want to be in Southeastern, you just want to be in ACU, I won't sign you a game in baseball. If you, that's just, I don't sign your game if you close out. I mean, so again, we're adults, you know, when you want to work and when you don't want to work. Again, like I say, but I expect like anybody else, you to uphold your commitment. It's a lot of baseball. It's a lot of softball if you want to work. And the season's on, we have a little break in there because we have spring break. And during spring break, the games we have, there are games for the Robertson County Slugfest and softball that I'll sign. But the ACUA, they'll sign those games over there for this. The game going to be played at Red Springs. They got a new facility over there. They're going to be there, but I'll sign the tournament here. Now, I will try to get as many people over to Red Springs during the season as possible. They got a new facility over there, and I try to get people to go to different places. Again, nobody wants to see the same umpire. You want to see the same teams as well. And there's a couple of newer people I haven't even met today that are on the call, and I appreciate you taking time, Mr. Martin, and I recognize the face based on the picture you sent me today. So, and guys, look, some people here, you're a new official in more than one way. Some of you new to the sport, some of you just new to the team. All right, you're not new to the game. And when you're gonna get in where you fit in. If you whatever level, all right, nobody starts over. When you come here, this is a transient community, military, move, I mean, different places. I mean, I got a lot of guys can testify to that. Got Mr. Ennis, he was at the Eastern Regional Basketball Championships. There's an Austin sitting up there, South Carolina yesterday. I mean, it doesn't matter when you can go there. If you can umpire, we want you on the field. All right, we want you on the field. I don't have middle school umpires. I don't have JV umpires. I just have umpires. It's better for me and our association if you can work every level. It makes us a strong organization. I don't have to worry about, hey, this person can't do here. So if you go out there, you may, especially this week, last week and this week, I want you to show what right looks like. So when you a veteran umpire, why are you on the plate for that middle school game? Because I want you to show that new official what right looks like. All right. I mean, again, that's why, hey, on that drop third strike, a difference in a foul tip and a foul ball. I mean, those type of things, the way you handle the coach and everything else, in between innings, where you stand, how you stand, making substitutions, all those type of things. Again, but then the individual's gonna need more time on the plate, and they'll find that out. All right. Yes. Question. Someone's asking. Go ahead, Joe. Joe, you asking a question? Joe Higgins.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Errol. Back when you were talking about getting both of them,
Right.
I called Beth and she put me on both. I have both listed, you listed and Mike listed as far as that. I know you couldn't do it on your own, but I just called her up at NCHSAA and
Right.
she
But see,
she had no problem.
yeah, well, she don't have a problem. But
Yeah, she listed both up. I got them both listed under my baseball.
yeah, I'm saying, but now I'm going to do all that finalization tomorrow. Yeah, because what I do is that either them or Dragonfly, the people that they can do that. Because if that's what you want, I'm saying, like, again, guys, the only thing I say, all my assignments, all your pays come from Dragonfly. All right, just understand that. So if you got to do the arbiter, you got other things, everything you get from Southeastern is going to be on Dragonfly.
Okay.
Your pay, assignments, and your pay. So I expect you to update that Dragonfly and okay. But again, that's what it is. Beth, she'll put you on both, or she'll, like I say, if it's just on one, I mean, I say, but again, guys, it's gonna be a trying season. And I'm gonna get, and when I put the assignments out, I'm gonna put in because I got 2 sports. All right, guys, it's 2. You got some people doing both. It's gonna be a kind of thing that, hey, to get you to do both. And we're going to have a couple of meetings more, and we're going to talk about the tournament. We're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to talk about all those things. Because, guys, some of y'all working hard. Some of y'all have done, it's going to be some opportunities for you to do. I mean, I believe in this meritocracy where, hey, this is merit-based. Merit-based. So I'm not going to necessarily can't promise anybody anything other than, hey, you're going to get an opportunity. All right. But showing up, being in the right place at the right time in the right uniform, it's going to help you a lot if you got the right attitude. So, but again, if they say just how easy that was, and I'll have no problem sending, but what happens when Joe Higgins calls, we got 35 people calling the same number. I mean, I'll, like I say, but a couple of people have told me they've done the same thing. Because I think the email that went out said you can notify me, Beth, or SSOA. What do you want to do? But like I say, everybody on here, if you work the scrimmage and you haven't been assigned a game, now you might have be the other way around. You might have got a game and didn't work a scrimmage. But if you worked the scrimmage, didn't get a game, you need to shoot me an email. All right, because I think I went through Wednesday, 6th, 7th, 8th. Hey, if you have to come off your game, this is where common courtesy and respect comes in. If you know that morning, that afternoon, you don't feel good, don't wait. If you wait, well, I thought I was gonna feel better. No, tell me that morning. If it's the day of the game, call me. Right now, if you have a game on Wednesday, you can't go, hey, you can shoot me a text message, something like that. But if it's the day of the game, I need to hear from you. Just call me. That way, again, I do get a few phone calls every day. I mean, and some people, that's the only way they work. I told somebody, asked me, send me an email. They tell me they don't do email. So I guess I got to do what you do. All right. But I have to tell people sometimes, hey, before I got this job, when I bought my phone, I bought it for my use, not yours. But some people think this is for their convenience. But you can call me anytime, any day. All right. Anybody got anything else? Good. I will give you some reading assignments. Last week, one of the things that SSOA, everybody got his, and everybody got his email, hopefully, because he sent out to all registered baseball and softball officials. The eye black, it is one swipe right beneath the eye. That's it. No cross, no numbers, no area code, no initials, no anything like that. Okay, that's all it is. Hey, get it early. Get it early. When you ask some other players legal and properly equipped, that's not the time to give a clinic. I mean, when you're walking around the field, when you get there, you walk the field, and the things you notice, hey, get it straight then. During the game, the only players, hey, you want to make sure they got their shirts tucked in, and you got the pitcher, and you got the batter. All right. Keep the game flowing. The clock, about the 10 seconds and the 20 seconds. Again, some people got some things out on people questioned about where the location of the pitch, if they're not in the box, again, when they crest for time, I mean, you know, if there's a long pause there and they just hold, they taking the signs, shaking it off a couple of times, they correct time, no problem. A lot of times, look, what are they asking time for? Remember now, they ask for time as much as they want. They can put their hand up. It's not time until you grant it. Okay. It's not time until you grant it. They're just trying to break the pitcher's momentum or what, something like that. Hey, just deal with those things. One of the things he talked about was the bat flip. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen that first week. But if they do that again, I saw the game the other night. I went to a game. I never saw the runner I never saw a batter was in the run lane all night. They ran in fair territory all night. Well, that was in your, hey, we didn't talk about it afterwards. I mean, it was nothing happening in the game. But guys, again, those things, I mean, preventive officiating, that if there's a problem, I mean, if you can kind of tell if this game a little testy. If I have, you know, we got something called social media now. If somebody tell me it's a rivalry, if they played this first time, second time, normally it's the second time something's been done, I would just shoot you a message if I'm aware of something, or if you're aware of something that, hey, look, heard last time this person somebody got ejected, you know, those type of things. But again, let's handle things inside the lines. I mean, if somebody complains about it, hey, all right, coach, thanks for telling me. I'll address it and we'll look out for it. But I didn't see it. I'm not really clear on the ejections because in one part of the message, he said, we're going to report DQs. Another part of the message said something about we're only going to do ejections. So anybody got anything that's so different on that message that Mr. Mark put out? Did everybody, who didn't get it? I mean, if you're a registered official, you should have gotten it. You didn't get it, Charlie? Okay, but I'll capture that because I'm gonna discuss with them some of the points. Anybody got any comments about, I mean, anybody saw something in their game that they want to share for the good of the group? Anything you've seen so far this season and last week?
The biggest thing I've seen in every game this year so far, and that's these pitchers when they're pitching, their hats coming off when they're throwing the ball. I don't know if anybody else is having that problem, but it's like these hats don't fit these heads.
Yes. Now they keep coming there. I know because the pitcher, he kept coming off.
Yeah.
The pitcher, man, he was doing it, picking his head. Hey. Anybody else? Anybody saw anything else? I mean, I mean, again, guys, because normally what happens there, I mean, whether it's substitutions, whether it's this, I mean, it's going to go on again. We don't want what you know, we always hear it. Well, at the last game, they said, well, no problem. Well, again, so I say, and we talk about consistency, not just in our zones, you know, in strike zones and those kind of things, that, hey, how we don't pick and choose what rules we're going to enforce or not. I mean, the dugout, hey, don't let somebody get hurt from that batted ball and they outside of that dugout. I mean, everybody should be. I mean, some schools are worse than other, and it's not being fair. Hey, you're responsible for their safety. When it comes down to that, they need to get them in there, but you need to tell them. I mean, they pick up the loose. Hey, you got a bat on the ground. You get the go on deck out, throw the baseballs on them. Hey, they run over there and somebody do something, and we got an out. Hey, look like the catcher ran over there toward it. Well, hey, just make people do what they're supposed to do. All right, make it. Hey, they're gonna extend the dugout as what? Away from home plate. But it's a safety thing. All right, you don't want to get that to happen on your watch. But anything else, I mean, as the memos come out from the state, I'll put them out. Use those tools where you can do warnings, restrict them to the dugout, you know, then remove if need be.
Harold, I had West Bladen this last week, and they had the coach's box was touching the running lane, and we had an instance with that. But I did send it to the coach, and after the game, what the separation should be between the running lane and the coach's box. So.
Yeah, you guys, we get time. That's one thing about being there. You walk the field, all right, and just hey, and you see those different things. When hey, ball goes under down, and you watch. gutted places over there, like near where they got the lights are, where they got to dig a hole. That's where the ball is going to find. I mean, but
Sure.
find out what dead ball territory it is, and hey, you know, I always tell you, you running, you're on offense, just keep them running, and always
Harold?
put them back than it is to award them bases. Yes, sir.
I had West Bladen during the scrimmage, and I wanted to ask about the coach kept on going down from the third base box and talking to the batters without calling time, leaving her own coaching box. And I don't know how free we're on that, or make her call time, or.
No, we're not going to make it, but hey, if they can do that within what? That 10 seconds, when that pitcher's ready to pitch, that person better be in the box. I mean, again, you know, you can ask first time, we'll go over that. Hey, do you want, coach, you want time? Because again, you can say batter. I'm calling for the batter. The pitcher going there, because a lot of times what the pitcher does is they look over there, they're not ready, they're waiting for the batter. It should be the other way around. They shouldn't have to wait for the batter. All right. So yes.
Oh, anybody goes to Freedom, they put their on deck circle. It's closer than 20 feet. The game we had Tuesday, the coach was asking if his batters could go on the other side, and I said no, but you can move them down towards the dugout. I had no problem with them moving them back towards the dugout.
Right. They can move it, or they can move them in the dugout if it's a safety thing.
Correct.
Right. I mean, so yeah. But again, guys, when it's too close, again, it's in the rule book. Sometimes we know it's too close. I mean, the reaction time they don't have to get out of the way. I mean, again, you can move them go down first. They're not going to have the first base umpire. I mean, first base coach do anything, but don't get them out. But Larry, on that, hey, if that gets to be, they can't delay the game. Now, if they want to run down there and run back, you got 10 seconds. No, but the key thing is that tell the catcher, the pitcher, when she's ready, the batter has to get him in the box. And then in between that half inning, when that coach, you know what I'm saying, hey, coach, because again, if you request time, but we know how many timeouts they get per batter.
One.
Per batter per inning.
One per inning, right?
Yes. All right. So, so again, you subject, and what's the penalty? That person get ready to pitch, they're not in there.
Right.
Yeah. So again, know what the penalty is. Not that we don't make them call time. Coach, do you want time? I mean, again, let's establish that early. They get in there and they've been on deck the whole time. They got an out, then she comes in and they got the same signals. But again, establish a good flow and rhythm, and then, like I say, the game. And as you hustle, hey, they will as well. They won't be rushed. Again, 1 minute in between inning, that's a point of emphasis. Let's do that. Now, I have some people that have not taken the test. Some have started the test. If you want the test, all right, it's 8:26, and it's a 50-question test. Some of you, a couple people have started. If I saw where you started, I sent it to you. If I saw, so you all might have said, but I need, if you haven't registered, we're gonna go through that registration tonight, and we're gonna get all that stuff taken care of. Anybody got anything? I think Larry, you got a game, right, Larry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Robert Gilliam said, hey, look, even though I didn't have you for a scrimmage, now I only went out to Wednesday. And it'll probably be, and right now all the games accepted, but that doesn't mean something they're not going to happen. Whether it's a school call tomorrow, hey, they forgot to put a game down. Those that did basketball, you know, it's almost every day. I mean, every day playing day, I made a change during the season.
Earl, if the state is having a hard time getting us our hard copy rule books, is there a way we can get our digital rule books?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Tomorrow. If those people have done everything for the official pass, I will ask them to make sure everybody who's paid their registration did that thing, because that's what the same thing they use for the qualifying for the pass. They'll free that up. And I don't know why they're waiting to do it all in one time. Yeah, that's how I'll address that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah. And like I said,
Hey, Earl.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, at Scotland, they use the old big tarp they got from the baseball field. they put down, well, on first base line over there in the corner. Big round tarps got a big round tube in it. So
Right.
how do you want to handle that? Just mark a line, dead ball?
They should.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
they say now at Terry Sanford, I mean, I didn't notice that the other day, but normally they tell them what? 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot on top. Hey, you can do certain things, but when you they should have did that. They should have had the chalk. They should have marked out. Not that's not
Well,
for us.
we told them to do it, but yeah, just mark it
We
dead.
did.
But
Yeah, before the
we didn't
game,
do
we identified it and we talked to the coach, and this is what he told him to say, put a white line down there, and from that point in there, we called it would be dead ball, and he did it before the game.
Okay. Now did they specify like, hey, can you put 1 foot on and 1 foot on as long as it's in live ball territory?
Yes, we covered during the plate meeting.
Okay, all right, yeah, but that's good because I didn't know. Hey, now Willie and Daryl, if you're on the call, is that top still out there on the right field line over there about for Terry Sanford?
It's on the left field side.
Yes,
on the left field side.
Okay, I mean,
we couldn't close the gate there either.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the one gate, somebody yanked it, so you couldn't close it. But
Okay, the one
thing-
we used to enter from. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing they did at the plate meeting was identified that you had to have both feet on the ground. They didn't want anything on the tarp.
They want nobody on top. Yeah. Okay. Right.
And then an imaginary line from the pole to the post of the fence for the gate down there because they couldn't get it closed. But he said he was going to get it fixed. So
Okay. But it will hopefully be done before we get to the.
but they do have tree branches hanging over the rifle line in Terry Sanford,
Yeah, they
which
do.
is covered by the book. So
Right.
just so you know.
Also, one of the things guys I've seen, now I see a lot of, some of you are doing a good job on giving signals. Now, when you give somebody a signal, I mean, it's not for sure. Sometimes you say you're gonna be at third. I don't know what, when you talking about you on third on that particular play, or sometime late in the game. Don't tell nobody you're gonna be down at third on a base hit, or you got third and you at home plate with your mask on. All right. Oh, there wasn't no play. Well, you're right, there wasn't no play. But there would have been, you wouldn't have been there. All right. So again, those signals mean something. If you don't know in pregame, somebody asks you, they just want to make sure you the plate person, know how many outs prior to the pitch. Hey, you don't know the count, have a way. I mean, because again, don't count on the PA announcer who's entertaining everybody. All right. They know and have a procedure where you can go, whether you ask your partner, give some type of signal, whatever the case may be. But hey, but again, when you say you're going to be somewhere, that person's counting on you. Somebody goes out on a trouble ball. Hey, you got all the touches all the way around. You're the plate person. So you got to get out from behind the plate. You got to get the mask off. All right. And at times when you go out there and signal catch, we got that time play that, hey, it makes a difference when you just ring somebody up. The person at the plate has to know at what time with the person out and what happens. Where they would say with the run scores or no, does not score. So make sure that for every baseball, softball, it doesn't matter. Okay. So again, those signals that we give, and like I say, keep your eyes on the ball as far as that, knowing where the ball is. You can anticipate where to play. Anticipate the play, don't anticipate the call, but anticipate the play. Know where the runs are at the time of the pitch. Two things, we got time to pitch and we got time in the throw. About when we make it base awards and other things. But you always got to know at the time of the pitch, where was the runner at? What person has she got to that base? Has she had that base when something happened? She hadn't got there. Hey, the difference between obstruction and interference. There'll be a lot of things coming this week. Like I say, it's going to be some changes this week. I mean, we always got the weather, but I would hope, you know, I never have to watch it because I mean, the coaches and AD, they keep me abreast of the changes. That's all I have. But if you a new person, if you have not registered, because I sent some of you, if I sent you an email tonight, and it wasn't on Dragonfly, that means you were, I sent some out to softball, I sent some out for the people that's on baseball, And I sent some of them just from my other email. But I want to get hopefully have everybody who wants to be in Southeastern to be in Southeastern by close of business tomorrow. I mean, so I should say for close of business for some people, out by 6 p.m. tomorrow, everybody who's gonna want to be in Southeastern should be in Southeastern. I mean, so you can be in both, but I want those because I'm gonna start signing those games out. Like I say, we have 10 varsity. We have a lot more middle school games. They'll be playing twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. They're not that many. All of them not playing tomorrow. But I'll send those rules out. I'll have those rules. I'm talking to David Copeland. I'll talk to him first thing tomorrow morning for Cumberland County. I have the middle school softball rules. You'll have those tonight. Those that do softball. Subject to your questions. I mean, I got anybody. Mr. Upperman, Bobby Morton. I mean, Mr. Morton, anybody got anything for the good of the group?
Earl, can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes.
Is it all right for me to speak about what we talked about earlier in the week?
Yes, exactly. Hey, here we go, guys. When we meet here, now again, a lot of people here do a lot of different things. I mean, baseball, softball, it's kind of go 11 months out of the year. December probably when it shuts down. And okay, so you're gonna have opportunities for it's recreation, whether it's travel ball, whether it's junior college, all the things. So one, if you got a pen and pencil, and I'll follow up, but Terry Johnson spoke to me about it. Go ahead, Terry.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect Game has a tournament that is going to be March the 25th, 26th. That's a Saturday and Sunday. It's for baseball. It's in Goldsboro. They are requesting 10 officials for those days. If you need a hotel, they will provide the hotel. But if you need a hotel, you got to be willing to share. But they, like I said, March 25th and the 26th, it would be Don Wiggins will be assigning the games. He will also pay through Arbiter. He will pay through Arbiter. So if you could send me your information, I would of course need your name, telephone number, and email address so I can forward it to Don Wiggins. And that's March 25th and 26th. The games will make and be assigned on the 12th. On the 12th, you need 10 umpires. It will be 5 games guaranteed each day.
Okay, so the day is the 5th, so he's gonna do that next Sunday.
Yes.
25 and 26. Okay. Again, guys, now I'll get those. It's a lot of middle school, and most of the middle schools start this week. And that's going to and all us live in that community. And everybody within the Southeastern have some at some point they're gonna have some parks and recreation, they're gonna have some other games. They do opening days and different things. Normally they start on a Saturday, but they're gonna compete with those during the week. So again, I'll get the schedule out. It's not just to be first, but again, we want to get you on the right games. I mean, that goes for me and every other signer. We got some games that so those of you who going out to games right now, working games, other than sometimes, I monitor, I can see the scores. Sometimes I might call and ask you, how does that team play? How did they, the pitching and everything else? So we know baseball a little bit different. I will send some out about the pitch count. Guys, not expect for you to know it, but just be aware of it. Okay, that's up to the coaches, and we don't go. Hey, they have to sign a little affidavit, pitching affidavit. When they finish their game, they go to the next game. They can do things on protest. But again, but those elements of the pitching, the pitch count, as far as that, we know in baseball there is a pitch count. So but we don't get into how much rest they got to have and all those different things. We don't want to go down that road. Yes.
It's an actual.
Is that Mr. Tyler? You got your suit on. You want to share something with the group?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just wanted
That's
I just wanted to make sure that you got that email about me having jury duty Wednesday. But I wanted to send that out early enough to you to make sure.
So anybody say that now? If you got a court date down there and you see Ron Tyler, hey, all right, you're in trouble. All right, that was yeah, I did get it. Yes, sir.
Did get it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm noticing the same thing that happened last year is doing the same thing this year. Last week I had a softball game. This week here coming, well, now I got like baseball, baseball, baseball. So if I gotta make a choice whether or not I'm gonna do one or the other, somebody might not like the decision.
And
I mean, there was no room for softball games because you know I am being I am being booked early, you know, like for baseball.
okay, well,
All right, I got it.
no, here's what I'm saying. When you say that again, like so, because I'm not booking for baseball. I mean,
yeah,
the guys who do both, again, guys who do both here, like I say, the big easy thing to say is that you're an independent contractor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to book the games as when everybody get eligible. Really, hopefully we go on a standard time 2 weeks out, starting tomorrow. That's why I went out to Wednesday, had to get these days, because again, I don't want to put somebody out there who's ineligible. I mean, once everybody meet their criteria, and that should be done tomorrow. I can verify everybody's, hey, state clinic, everybody test is done, because test closes tonight. All those things get done, I can go out those 2 weeks. And again, I would say, for those that do both, and those like they're doing both for associations, we want to get, like I say, when I sign you, like I say, I'm gonna sign you probably, if I can, a double header. If I got 2 days, that's 4 games. So I can get that, a double header, and hey, and if you, that way, that frees you up for those different days. I mean, and like I say, you know what you want to do, and sometimes you all have plans, hey, an early game, some people do very good at that. I mean, I got one softball official say, look, hey, I'll work baseball if you need me. I probably want to do this here. People tell you, how many times I want to work twice a week. I want to work every day I can. Again, that helps. But I mean, I wish I'll put the link out for the softball and baseball people where you can look at every game that day throughout the state. We used to have it. I always said make it accessible where you can see the master calendar, so you kind of tell. And again, if you're going to earmark certain days, Alan, for hey, I like to do softball on Tuesdays or Thursdays, whatever it can be, I'll make sure I look out for that particular time. I mean, because again, it should be a win-win. It should work for the signers and also work for you. Okay.
Gotcha.
So just I'll send you the link, and you kind of tell me, look, hey, you don't tell me where you want to go. I mean, right. But look, I would like to work. I mean, because you know, and guys, when you're going in there on the road in your gear, behind the plate, doing nothing, that travel. That's why I say this thing with people winning and working in one county. That's it's different, and it's an advantage for some people. Never knowing, hey, but you're gonna get home early. You got to go as far, all those things. So, and it's kind of easy to do when you know all your games are gonna be in a certain area. Versus Alan, where you live out there, you could be going Scotland one night, Richmond one night, you're going to go to Clinton, go to all these other. So again, guys, I say we take turns doing hard jobs. So hopefully the signers, Alan, and I'll talk to you, and we'll look at the calendar and see. And those guys who do baseball in Cumberland County, we're gonna have probably a meeting probably this week. We're gonna go look over the calendar and see, because again, you're gonna have everybody should have opportunity to go and do games. And what here is gonna be unique is that everything, because you can do all middle school and high school. And I'm gonna go there and probably sign for the most part all those games out. And not to keep you from working other places. I mean, it's just times, but look, if you're the right umpire for a game and that game somewhere else, hey, by all means, that's what we're gonna accommodate.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to that link then.
All right, yeah. Now I'll look at the schedule this week, because I saw you weren't available when I went out to Wednesday. I didn't. You went, so you must have had games. Mr. Higgins.
Yes. Oh, mine did lit up by accident, Errol. I wasn't
okay.
trying to do
all right. Okay. Now I have. Bobby,
Errol.
go ahead.
This is Reggie. Well, you can put me anywhere you want to.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, now you got games this, okay,
Okay, wherever you want to put me, you put me on. I'll
All right.
work with you.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Now, who else I got? I mean, I got to talk to Mr. Martin. I got to talk to Mr. Owens. Hey, and anybody else that needs to, if you have not done the test, I mean, I can go, I mean, John, we can pull it up and see for administrators. And those individuals, I will send you an email. You will see when you sign in tomorrow night, sign in tomorrow after 7 o'clock. I'll say that. That way it makes sure it's done. After 7 o'clock, you should show up and one or both. Whatever you, I mean, you should sign in. If you live in Cumberland County, if you that's where you, when you initially signed up, you should be in that account. Hopefully by the close of business, I mean by 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And then we'll get all the administrative stuff done, and we'll go out for the rest of this week and then next week. And we won't slow it down till we get to spring break.
Earl, now that you have my new email.
No. You put it in the Charlie. Yeah,
I put it in. And
Yeah,
it was going to my old school.
Right, I saw it. That's why when you told me you didn't get it.
Past meetings, I probably didn't get them.
Right. I'll make sure, John, we'll send you both, Charlotte, the one that we record.
I went in there this afternoon after you told me it was listed as the one, and I fixed everything. So I think I'm updated on everything. And
Okay.
all my requirements are fulfilled, I believe, with the tests and registration.
And what I'll do,
clinics.
I'm gonna send an email out, and it should come, like I say, it should come from Southeastern Baseball. Because Charlie, when I did that, I know you was on the list. And I, when that one you said you didn't get, that's why I went back and looked at it to see. I said, well, I know I sent it in there.
I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah. But again, now if you're not getting the emails, I got just shoot me a quick text or message or something.
That's why I sent you a text, because I wasn't getting anything through email.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Anybody got anything else?
Earl,
Yes, Miss
Um,
Grove.
E. Smith softball play at Layman Street.
Yes. 220, I think. Now, I was get the address. Now, E. Smith, in fact, we put it in, John put it in the system the other day when I heard from Mr. Purcell. And Jeff Gore asked a question about, and Anthony gave me that last week. They used the same address for Red Springs. That complex is right down the street. It was on the left. In fact, Stephon, he was out there. Chris Williams, Alan Randall had the scrimmage out there on a Friday night. And if you go down, or you pass the school down on the left-hand side, you can't miss it. The complex is right there, but they use the same address. But anybody that plays off campus, I would do that and make sure that that's straight. Because again, sometimes when they do the games, they might list the school, because Fayetteville Freedom plays their home baseball games at Fayetteville Academy. So, and they play at 4 o'clock. They don't have lights. So again, anybody that don't play, again, one thing, guys, look, if it's cause of bad weather, if I don't contact you, if you have nothing on Dragonfly, they're playing. I mean, some of you can double check and you want to call the school and stuff, but I guess you don't show up, you make sure you know who you talk to. Because there'll be some kid in ISS and school suspension. So again, but normally the athletic directors and the coaches do a good job of letting me know when there's inclement weather. If that's nothing else, that's all I have. I need to, Mr. Hamilton and anybody else who's new to the association, I sent everybody a message and we're gonna, after tomorrow, expect some more assignments to come out for the rest of this week and all of next week. And I'm gonna go out, and if you're a high school baseball official, we're gonna go out to the tournament, during the Easter tournament. Going once. Anybody for
Earl, I need to call you after we get off this chat, after the Zoom meeting. I'm gonna give you a call. I got something to share with you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Give my cash app, Earl.
Yes.